Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. All hell has broken out now with the Clarity Act. Inside government corridors, major rows happening. Michael Saylor been dumping his Bitcoin. Much more concern in now is the Clarity Act. We're going to discuss it today, what it really means, what it means for you, what it means for Bitcoin. Get ready for a major explosive afternoon. Something is now happening in Washington right now that every Bitcoin holder and every XRP investor needs to hear about. You won't hear this on bro channels. They just don't have the connections. They just are not aware of what's actually been spoken about in the corridors of power. I want you to stay with me through this short event, about 20 minutes, in fact, this event live, because this is a twist in the story. Everything that you've heard about the Clarity Act changes, and it changes everything, and it changes it now. A twist that is either going to terrify you or completely free you, but you need to earn it. So stay locked in. This is the event you cannot afford to miss. Get ready for an explosive afternoon. You've seen crypto dropping. You don't know what you don't know until you see it. And right now, money is moving straight into defensive play. My Coca-Cola is up again today. I'm beating the market again. Are you? Are you ready? Are you prepared? So if you are watching this later, skip through, get straight to the meat and the bones. Everybody else, tap the like button, share it out for an explosive afternoon all around the power that is controlling the Clarity Act, or not so much as it turns out to be this afternoon. See you back right after this. It's showtime. Clarity Act in disarray this afternoon. People fighting, arguing. I'm getting information directly from the sources. And this morning I shared with you, or at least I was going to, but it got postponed because of everything going on, about information I received at 2 o'clock this morning on a 3 o'clock trade. Banks moving from speculative assets, banks moving from high-risk assets into defensive play, and I'm going to share that with you. I forgot to show it on the screen this morning. I'm going to share it with you now. Banks at 2 o'clock this morning informing me of what I already knew. I've got some friends at all the banks. I've got friends at Ripple, spoke to Ripple. The CFO of Ripple is concerned as well that we're not going to see over $5 for XRP, and it has nothing to do with the carry trade. There's going to be no pump whatsoever, but the Clarity Act now is being threatened to even exist. I'm going to explain all of that in this live event. So I'm going to first of all start by clarifying what I said this morning. So this morning I told you all about a bit of information I got in the early hours of the morning. So I'm going to share with you this here. I was shared some information with my connections at the banks, and I've even got the times here on the screen so you can actually see it. I wanted to actually make sure you could see this properly. So look at this here. This was at 3:21 in the morning. I was up late at night, taking some screenshots in conversation with my friends, CEOs, hedge fund managers, Wall Street managers, bringing you this here. And I shared it on my Discord. And if anyone's in Discord now, they can say, yes, we saw it. Please do fact check me, because trolls will like to say it never existed, even though we're looking at it on the screen. So 3 o'clock this morning, I told you that this was going to happen. In fact, just before 2 o'clock. Then at 3 o'clock, we had institutions taking money out of on-risk assets and moving into defensive positions, defensive ETFs. There it was at 3:21, straight up line. There it was again, 3:22. I wanted to show that to you, but I also wanted to show you the candle. A massive candle moved from banks, Wall Street, hedge fund managers straight into defensive ETFs, which then made Coca-Cola rally today. On the bell this morning, retail tried to dump it, but it had no effect. It was going to have no effect. You can't compete where the real money is. So we've had an explosive day today. You can see my portfolio is up tremendously today. Look, you see like $3,500. I've now got $800,000 now invested in one stock. All of my margin, $350,000. Everything is in Coca-Cola. That's where the money's going. It's coming out of crypto. The banks are doing it. The institutions are doing it. And I shared that with everybody at 2 o'clock this morning, telling you what was going to happen. So let me tell you now about what's happening with crypto and Clarity Act. It looks like it's all over. Now, I don't know, of course, but it looks that way. Let me explain exactly what's going on. During the day, you've seen XRP go down, Bitcoin go down to the point where Michael Saylor is now starting to sell. He's got to sell a whole lot more soon to pay his bonds and his stretch and all that rest of it. So this could start to be a major rundown. Now, I can see XRP down at 80 cents. Sensei can see 50 cents. Of course, liquidations will send it even lower. Ethereum is now at 1,800. And people are realizing the crash is just around the corner. The carry trade is building up and building up and building up, and crypto isn't going to save you. We explained it this morning and yesterday with a special interview. So let me go into some more detail about the Clarity Act and what's going to happen. So it doesn't have to be this way. If you wait years and years to make 100% on XRP, I'm making that every couple of years on the S&P 500 by always buying the bottom. You don't believe me? Well, let's go to the S&P 500 and show you. This is the S&P 500. It's starting to break now. And year to date, it's done 10%. Everybody will tell you, well, not everybody, Donald Trump will tell you, we're having a massive year, a boom year. We're up 10%. It's rubbish. It's below average. Nothing special about it, considering all the other macro conditions. It's absolutely nothing at all. And it's about to break. It's coming down quickly now. 10%. So what have I made just by owning the S&P, but buying the bottom and selling crypto at the top and getting out? As we predicted, it was going to go down to 80 or 50 cents. Bitcoin down to 30,000, maybe 20,000. Anyway, let me show you my position. This is my real money. There we go. Year to date, I am up 8%. Now you might go, well, you just said you beat the market. Well, the market is up 10%. I'm up 8.32. Well, hang on, Martyn, that's 1.5% below the market. Yes, it is, but for a very good reason. I'm using margin now. It doubles on the way down and doubles on the way up. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, I mean by this. I'm not looking to be winning today. I'm looking to be winning tomorrow. I've made all my money. Look at this. Let me show you. In 1 year, on my position, I've made $103,000. So I've beaten the market 3 years in a row, 2 and 3 X's, just by doing Coca-Cola and the S&P 500. That's not an illusion. You're looking at it on the screen. So what I've done is I've moved down. You can see now it's coming down quickly. Why? Because I sold at the top, the S&P, I sold my XRP, I sold my Bitcoin, I sold my Ethereum, particularly after what I learned from Robinhood, which scared the hell out of me. They've changed their policy with margin. They don't even offer any collateral now for crypto. Zero. It's like withdrawing funds completely. So that's a concern. Plus also you can get blocked at any moment. It happened to me just by sending someone, one of our prize winners, $2,000 in Hawaii, a XRP prize live on my show. They banned me from sending and receiving crypto when I've only ever done it once to a friend of ours in Hawaii. Can you believe it? I could have had my money frozen. How scary is that? Anyway, so look at that. So what I've done is I've taken the money and I put 100% into Coca-Cola. All of my money, 100% of my money is in Coca-Cola. And that's been going down because tech carries on running for a while. It's not now, it's stopping. But the Coca-Cola started to run down and I was buying on the way down. Remember, I don't focus on selling the top. I always focus on buying the bottom and I always get that done. So anyway, that's my position. That's why I've got $800,000 invested, 650 here, 60 in the ISA, 60 in the Roth IRA, 800 grand, 100%. All in Coca-Cola, 300 grand, half, third of a million in margin, all in one stock. All right. I know where the money's going because the banks are telling me, the hedge funds are telling me, my CEOs are telling me, and I've just shown you the actual trade that happened between 2 and 3 o'clock this morning. I took a shot of it, shared it with you. This is what's happening. So getting back to the Clarity Act, the Clarity Act is in serious doubt and trouble right now. So let me start with it all for you. If you'd like to tap the like button, if you want the most honest, real information from the direct sources, unsponsored, no sponsors here, no baseball caps, no silly headphones. We know how to monitor our audio like the TV channels do. And we're bringing the information directly from the sources. We know what's happening. We speak to Ripple. We speak to Robinhood. We speak to the banks. And I'm telling you, it could all be over. So let's explain exactly right now. Let me start with a question. What is the single biggest thing protecting your crypto portfolio right now? Is it you? Do you understand it? Do you feel fearful right now? I'm running a poll in the chat right now, and I'm asking you, are you concerned? 68% of you aren't concerned. And that just shows you how ill-informed people are. You're not concerned the Clarity Act could be over. That's pretty scary. 68% doesn't matter to them. That's the problem with crypto. You've been sold a story and you've been, I'm in crypto. I've made money with crypto, but I always make money with it. I don't collect it like a fan club. All right. Many people do. The fact that you're not concerned is a worry. The banks are concerned. Michael Saylor is concerned. Despite what he said, he just sold. The institutions that I speak to at 2 o'clock in the morning are concerned because they just sold, and I showed you the candle moved to, between 2 and 3 o'clock from risk on assets, the S&P 500 and the like, Vanguard growth into defensive positions. But hey, the banks, the institutions, Michael Saylor, Warren Buffett, all of those people, myself, we're concerned, but people that are in XRP are going, I'm not concerned. Fair enough. That's, you do what you think's right for you. And while you're doing that, I'm beating the market every year, 3 years in a row. Anyway, not your hardware wallet, not your exchange, not even the price of Bitcoin. It's a piece of legislation that most of you don't actually understand right now is being thrown out. I'll explain it in a minute. It is a bill sitting in the United States Senate. And if that bill disappears, which looks increasing like it this afternoon, because people have brought up the argument today, look at the Melania coin, the Trump coin, virtually zero now, like down 99%. On a day when people are getting wrecked all over the place, is this the time to have the Clarity Act? Well, you decide, they'll decide for you because you have no real power over it anyway. That's why I think you should be concerned. The fact you're not actually is quite concerning. What if that bill disappears? So does the entire legal foundation that crypto in America is standing on. Everything goes if that goes. What happens then? What do you own? What does it make? What does it earn? How does it stand? And right now in the corridors of power in Washington, there are serious people, serious voices, seriously asking whether that bill should be killed. That's happening right now. I've had it directly from the White House press room contact, directly from my banks, directly from the CEOs. That's why they're moving. And I showed you the trade directly out of growth, directly out of high risk, straight into defensive. That's why I'm up so much today with my Coca-Cola. And yet people are saying, I'm not bothered. Well, that's exactly how you boil a frog. You stick it in a bucket of water, you keep warming it up. No one pays attention until the frog is dead. I'm talking, of course, about the Clarity Act. And what I am about to walk you through is a scenario that nobody in this space wants to say out loud. As you can see in the chat, no one's concerned. No one's bothered. But I'm going to say it. Why am I going to say it? Because I'm the only channel you'll see on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers that's not sponsored by anyone. I take no sponsorship from anyone. I call it as it is. I only told you this morning that the management were taking all the money out of Virgin Galactic, and they have done exactly that. This morning I showed you, I told you where the pump was coming from. I told you who was buying, who was selling, the 5 people in my phone book that can buy or dump the entire company. And I told you at $9 they would dilute. They did. And now it's going to go down to maybe 80 cents, 70 cents, because it could be a 50 times dilution. I was right again. We said the S&P would go down today. It is down. I said I'd beat the market today. I told you all of this at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's my Coca-Cola. But don't have to worry about crypto. Don't listen to me. What do I know anyway? Just a guy on YouTube trying to share information with you. This is where we're going to go deep. We're going to go deep now. Deep undercover. All right, who said that? What film was that? Eddie Murphy. There you go, I've told you. Is where we go deep. This is where we ask the uncomfortable questions. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to help people. Whether you like it or not, whether you listen or not, doesn't matter to me. My portfolio started at $5,000 and it's going straight to 1 million. That's it. No question about it. It's happening. Yours could be the same. Yours could be doing the same. We're going to ask you the uncomfortable questions that protect you before the market asks them for you, because the market will ask them whether you want it to or not. And as we are watching this afternoon, you're seeing XRP falling and falling and falling, and it's gaining momentum. In a few moments, one more level will be tripped, and Michael Saylor, this is what the banks are informing me. BlackRock are getting prepared to dump Bitcoin. Remember, they have a very different deal than you do, and they're moving into defensive. And as I speak, you can see my Coca-Cola just keeps going up. You can see it happening live on the show. In real time, it's happening what I'm saying to you. So let's go through the 10 things you need to know right now. Today, number 1, the Clarity Act is the most important piece of legislation the crypto industry has ever produced. And it could be the last one too. And if a few people have their way, it will be. And it's on a knife edge right now. The Digital Asset Market Clarity Act has passed the House of Representatives. That meant nothing. You may remember that. We said live on the show, this will make no difference. In fact, everybody pumped into it and dumped it. Remember that? That was a warning. That was a warning. Not really. It's not really a warning. It wasn't meant to warn you, but it's a warning indicator you can look at, realizing that actually that made no difference. The House of Representatives and Miss Warren sitting around wasting everybody's time, talking absolute nonsense, trying to slow down procedures, just larking around, messing about, people just feeling important, utter nonsense. And as we watch this now, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll keep a close eye on XRP because this is what's going to go first. All right. And those of you that are saying that the what do you call it, the carry trade is going to send this to the moon, it's utter nonsense. I've spoken to those directly involved with this, and they know it's not going to do any such thing. Those on X that are telling you that, they're all sponsored, or they're selling you something, or they influencers. I refuse 30, 40, 50 grand every day on your behalf. It's all nonsense. They're just greedy individuals feeding off everyone's fear. And there's no need. You can get as rich as you want just by buying Coca-Cola and the S&P and trading with tax lots. They don't even know what tax lots are. Anyway, it is what it is. The House of Representatives had a bipartisan vote of 294 to 134. That was great. But that is not a partisan bill. That is a statement. That's all it was. People get excited by it. As we're watching now, XRP break the 121 and hit the 120. This is why I'm going live this afternoon, covering this in real time. There's a reason why I pick these times. You've seen this happen over and over again. I try my best to tell you what I've learned directly from the banks, directly from Ripple, unsponsored, live in front of you. Sadly, the crypto bros aren't even here. They're not even listening. Thank God, quite honestly. I'm just glad this is, for my viewers, you're seeing what I'm saying, being backed up once again by facts. This is a statement. The bill sorts every crypto asset into one of three legal buckets. There's a digital commodity, investment contract asset, or payment stablecoin. Three different things. That's what the Clarity Act does. It hands the CFTC exclusive jurisdiction over digital commodity spot markets. It ends the SEC's decade-long war of enforcement without rules. You may remember that. Now, we did a big piece on that. I don't know if you watched it on the channel. We went into great detail, great legal effort to bring it to you about Jane Street, Jeffrey Epstein behind Bitcoin, trying to stop XRP. The whole story, we had it directly from the sources. We shared it all with you, and that in itself scared a lot of people, and it should do. This information is supposed to scare you. This information is supposed to wake you up from being a human being built just to be greedy and be lazy and be easily led over a bloody cliff like a lemon. It doesn't need to happen. JP Morgan called it a positive catalyst for the entire crypto market. Remember, while JP Morgan and the banks are telling you it's great, they're also making it 1 or 2 or 3% recommendation for their actual high wealth employees. That's it, no more. Whereas the crypto bros are telling you, go all in, maxi, 100%. They don't see it the way you see it. In fact, when we've interviewed the banks, they've told us one thing. Basically, off air, they told me, basically, we will sell you any crap. Whatever you want to buy, we'll sell it to you. We'll wrap it up in a wrapper and send it to you. That's what the banks do. They don't care. They're not there to make money. They're there to control money. There's a difference. And you're there to make money. They're there to control it. Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse said passing it with imperfections is better than continued uncertainty. The White House set a July the 4th target for the president's signature. June the 3rd today, folks. And as I'm talking, no surprise, it's falling faster and faster and faster. This is the bill that was supposed to end the chaos and unlock institutions. I have got up to $1.5 million to buy back XRP. I've owned it. I've made money from it. I've sold it for a profit. Individual trades, not overall, but I'm not buying it here. Not even close, because the market hasn't crashed yet and it's preparing. This is what comes first. Then we have the S&P, and then we have everything else. There's no way I'm buying here, and I won't even be looking at it now until 50 cents. That is what is on the table right now. Number two, the Senate is not there yet. It's not. And the window is closing faster than most people realize, because actually behind the scenes now, deals are being done to completely scrap it all together. Because how can you bring it into play when just before we do, this is happening? The very people we are there to protect are literally losing everything. It's looking very, 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 very difficult to pass it right now. The bill cleared the Senate Banking Committee on May 14th. We were all there. 15-9, largely along party lines, but it still needs 60 votes to survive a Senate filibuster. It still needs reconciliation with the House version, and it still needs a presidential signature. Now, of course, we know Donald Trump will sign it when it gets to him because he's pro this, of course. But we all know what happened to the Trump coin, and we know what happened to the Melania coin, and we all know what was about to happen to the Barron coin, but they stopped it. How did we know that? We were there on Inauguration Day, and we said that was about to happen, and they stopped it. And I forget the number now, but it was something like 8,000 wallets lost money and 24 made money, and we were able to track them all back to the Trump family. It wasn't very good at all. In fact, it was the very opposite of good. Senator Cynthia Lummis has already warned that if this bill fails, and now this is out today, if the bill fails to clear Congress before the November midterms, crypto will not get another real legislative window until 2030. So get ready, folks. This could be something very, very serious for nearly everybody who's invested in XRP, Bitcoin, and crypto. This is no joke. Failure does not mean a pause. Failure means a decade of darkness. Now, while you're waiting and saying, well, I'll just keep buying and collecting, and we proved that this morning, I gave you the exact number, the exact time, an exact position, what Virgin Galactic management would do. You watched it live, we covered it live, and they did it. It's going into the SpaceX IPO. And I'm saying exactly the same thing with the sources I've got at the banks, Ripple, Robinhood, and many other CEOs, hedge fund, Wall Street managers, where this is going. You could be locked out. And just like Virgin Galactic, how it pumped because everybody thought it was SpaceX, SPCX, SPCE, that really happened, folks. That's the level of education. No one took profit. Our audience did. Our audience did. But now there's a lot of people holding the bag at $9, and it's about to get another reverse split, maybe 30, 50 times. That means those that bought this just a couple of days ago are never going to see their profit. They won't be able to. If you paid $9, it'll take 10, 20 years. Don't be locked out in the same way as crypto. There's absolutely no need, because as this is happening, you can see my portfolio going up. Money is going defensive. The banks showed me last night. I gave it to you at 2 o'clock in the morning live, and I've just given it you live on the show again. So here we go. A decade of darkness, 10 years of darkness. Now XRP is at $1.20. It's gaining momentum on the way down. In a moment, we're going to hit another trigger point where Michael Saylor will have to sell a whole ton more of Bitcoin. And we're right at that point right now. When he does, Bitcoin goes to 60,000, 55,000, 50,000, and then starts to gain momentum. And that will take XRP to 80 cents, 50 cents. Nothing to stop it now. Really isn't, because the carry trade is going to unwind. And I've shown you why that's going to happen. So number 3, the opposition is not fringe. The opposition is not fringe anymore. It is powerful. Law enforcement agencies say the bill does not do enough to stop illicit financial flows. That is why we're selling off today. It's not because of Michael Saylor dumping Bitcoin. We all know he's about to sell a whole lot more. That's not what it is. It's this in power. It's those with the finger on the power, not the retail investor. The retail investor has no power whatsoever. Major banking trade associations wrote a joint letter to the Senate Banking Committee. This is directly from the banks, the people that I speak to. The leaders with proposed edits to the text. The AFL, CIO, and major Labour groups warned senators directly. Senator Jack Reed filed nearly 20 amendments, including one that would ban crypto as legal tender for tax payments. Democratic senators are demanding ethics language because of the Trump family's crypto profits. And we can show you that because I think it was like 12, 14, 15 wallets took all the money out of 8,000. You look at the Trump coin today, you've never seen anything like it. Would you like to see it again right now? Would you like some reminder of it? TRUMP. I know this is embarrassing for Trump. He doesn't want anyone to see this, but it is what it is. Look at that. 95.6% down. Melania's even worse, and Barron would have been even worse. There's nothing they can do to get away with that. Sadly, I mean, that's just how it is. As you can see, XRP is gaining momentum as we speak. No surprise. That's why I put this event on today, because I know what's coming tonight. I know what's coming tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be sharing that information if I'm awake again. I normally am. This bill is under siege from multiple directions now, simultaneously. Not one, not two, several angles, all to get it banned, and get it banned immediately, and be seen to be banning it. That's the concern. That's the problem. Every week that goes by without a floor vote is another week where the opposition can organise, lobby and chip away at the vote count. And with what we've seen today, it is gaining momentum and people are starting to lose the argument. Number 4, the crypto market is already cracking under the pressure. Bitcoin is not trading where the optimists said it would. Tom Lee, who I said is a salesman, nothing more, very clever, knows a lot more than me, but he's a salesman nevertheless. Sorry, folks, but he is. Every prediction I have made for 3 years has happened. And when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. He doesn't say he's wrong. He just says it's an opportunity to buy because that is policy now at CNBC. That is policy at Bloomberg TV. They cannot say a crash is coming. Their sponsors don't like it. The TV commercials don't like it. Everything is an opportunity. And every time he gets it wrong, every time we don't have the price predictions, it's just a better opportunity. It's coming down the line. How many more times and how stupid do people have to get? Well, sadly, people are. Yesterday, we had a great speaker live on the show. Did you see the interview yesterday? One of the best interviews I've ever brought you on the show. And we learned from a gentleman who spent his whole life working in Wall Street as in hedge funds, and he was telling you about the businesses that themselves will put out pollution and that chemical firms and pharmaceutical firms, they will pump out into the water chemicals and knowing it's killing their grandchildren, and at the weekend they'll play with their grandchildren at home. This is what humans do. We walk straight into it. No one listens. Everybody wants to get rich for doing nothing. Well, I'm getting rich every day, beating the market, 3 years in a row, beating the market, 2 and 3x, because I listen to what the banks are doing. I listen to what the money is doing. I pay attention to what they're doing. I speak to Ripple. I speak to Robinhood. The other day, you may remember I spoke directly to Robinhood and changed policy. About 2 weeks ago, I showed you on the screen an email directly from Robinhood about changing policy. And I've now got legal policy changed at Robinhood. I have friends and I share it with you. And yet, people don't listen. People keep buying and thinking, I'm going to buy the dip. Well, you can do what the hell you like, but you will lose all your money. So let's get back to it. Everything is dropping now, back to near 2-month lows this week, touching around $71,000. That was Bitcoin just a couple of days ago. When that XRP has been pulled down with the broader market, the macro backdrop is not helping either. Leverage is building in the system. Now, this is the problem with crypto. This is the problem with crypto. You won't see anyone doing it with my Coca-Cola. Not at all. No one is doing it with what I'm owning. No one does it. Hardly anyone does it with the S&P. But they do it with crypto. Why on earth would you leverage a leveraged asset? You can already get 100% profit. But no, it's not enough for people. They'll do 5x, 10x, 100x leverage. And that means retail is always getting tripped up, bringing the market down, and then institutions start selling it to control it once again. The retail investor is doing it to themselves. Retail investors are now getting squeezed completely out of the market. And the people who said this year was going to be the year of institutional adoption, the year of regulatory clarity, the year of a super cycle, those people are getting quieter by the week. Number 5, Michael Saylor just sold Bitcoin. Let that sink in for a moment. I know people online will say no big deal. They'll say no big deal to everything. Makes no difference that we were at 120 grand. Now we're at 65. And you know why? Because they don't really understand the value. They got free. Remember where Bitcoin came from? Out of fear in the 08 crash. Where did it start to take off? When everyone got free money in COVID. Well, they sat on the toilet. For Robinhood, they didn't feel the pain. They just bought crypto. They got hooked on it. The very name itself sounds so futuristic and so alien and so amazing. Crypto. It's cryptic. It doesn't even make any sense. When Michael Saylor speaks, we've had him live on the show. We've done the earnings calls of Michael Saylor. And we've asked the audience, do you understand what Michael Saylor just said? No one does, but I'll buy it anyway. This is what we're doing right now. Well, I'm not. My Discordians aren't, the main investors aren't doing it, but, you know, still people are on X and Bro channels. I mean, just the fact that the people that tell you to keep buying the dip are sitting there with headphones on, not even knowing how to monitor their own audio. I mean, think about it. Why would you go on YouTube TV, tell people how to invest their life savings with a backward-based baseball cap with headphones because you don't even know how to monitor your own audio? It's insanely ridiculous, but people don't care. They'll do it anyway. Michael Saylor just sold Bitcoin. The man who said, you do not sell your Bitcoin. Except he sold Bitcoin. Another salesman. You forget to mention Michael Saylor's gone bankrupt many times. Many times. The man who built the entire strategy thesis on permanent accumulation. You never sell. Except he has. The man who said you would never sell. But he has. Last week, between May the 26th and May the 31st, Strategy sold 32 Bitcoin for $2.5 million. Also, every time, by the way, just as a side note, every time I've traded Bitcoin, and I've done it lots of times, and Ethereum and XRP, I have beat Michael Saylor every time. He is the worst person at buying crypto. He never times the market. And people say you can't time the market. Yes, you can. I've bought the bottom every single time in the last 5 years. Every single time I've bought the bottom. Hence why I'm up so much right now. Could we take a moment and ask everyone tap the like button? You're all getting very lazy right now. You're all getting like paralyzed by what's going on. And there's 344 people watching. And you know, I don't think anyone's tapped the like button yet. Like, by now we're at 200 likes. Can everyone tap the like button? It's absolutely ridiculous. And if you'd like to subscribe to the most honest channel on YouTube TV, direct information, no sponsorship, no benefit out of this whatsoever. I'm live all day. You don't make money going live. You make money with ads. From videos, you make money from sponsorship. None of those things I do. I just go live. That's it all day. Not sponsored by anyone. So anyway, how significant was that sell of Bitcoin? Well, it was their first disposal since 2022. The first Bitcoin they have sold since 2022. But hang on a minute. Bitcoin's 65,000. Weren't we at 120,000? Wouldn't have Michael Saylor have sold at 120,000? 65,000? Is Michael Saylor the worst bloody idiot when it comes to trading Bitcoin in the history of the world? Who the hell could get it wrong? We sold at 120. I sold some Bitcoin at 80,000. 65? Absolutely bloody mental. The guy is an absolute lunatic. No one knows what he says. The more it sounds complicated, the more people believe it. He doesn't believe it himself. If he did, he wouldn't have sold. But he did. at the worst possible time. How unbelievable is that? Now, Saylor said it was for tactical reasons to fund preferred stock dividends. Why is he having to do that? Because of this nonsense that he set up with Stretch and all the other products that he created that make no sense whatsoever, and you have to sell the very asset to be able to pay the people with the money that you don't have. The whole thing is so ridiculous, people believe it. And that's the point. The more ridiculous it is, the more people will believe it. He says he will buy 10 to 20 Bitcoin for every one he sells. Well, he can't, can he? Because he's literally selling at losses. He's selling at the worst time, not a time to make profit, at the worst time to give away the money because people want paying for the assets that didn't make any money, that are losing money, with the money that he's making on selling losing assets that are losing money. And with that money that he's lost, he's going to buy more of it. Okay, are you confused? I'm confused. He's confused. That's why he's gone bankrupt half a dozen times. He doesn't learn from the mistake. I went bankrupt once. I did it to myself. And did I learn? You're damn right. I've been making money ever since. Michael Saylor? No. Did it half a dozen times. And he's going to do it again. But here it is. But here is what the market heard. All right? The market didn't hear. Oh, yeah. Okay. I understand it. They didn't understand it the first time round. What they heard was the most committed maximalist on earth just blinked. Peter Schiff immediately asked the question that nobody with Bitcoin wants to answer. Since Bitcoin's biggest buyer has now become a seller, where does the new demand come from to sustain this? The answer is it doesn't. I spoke to the banks earlier this morning at 2 o'clock and shared you on the screen that very trade. There it was this morning. This was it. This is my live photo album on my phone. I had all this information presented to me at 3 o'clock this morning. All of this about what the banks are doing. I got all this information. I had it all. I had not even a chance to show you and say they're going into defensive play. There's the big green candle. Look, I even left the clock on the screen, 3:22 in the morning. I was waking up to do this, and I shared it for all my Discordians. The money is going into the money today is coming out of crypto. That's coming out of risk on assets. It's going into defensive play. You will see Coca-Cola up, and what happened? Well, crypto went down, and Virgin Galactic went down, and my Coca-Cola went up. I beat the market again. I was right again. Okay. So stop listening to idiots, stop listening to what you want to believe, and listen to what is actually happening. So Bitcoin fell further on the news, and it's going to keep selling now. There's nothing to stop it. Now, some retail investors are already buying. I've spoken to people going, Martyn, buy the dip with me. I'm going all in on it. The crash of the market hasn't even happened. You're literally handing yourself a loaded gun to shoot yourself in the head. You're going to lose all of your money. No, it's a great buy. Bitcoin used to be 120. I said, I know it did. I know it did. And why did it go to 120? Because everybody bought it because they were told to. Did it ever make any money? No. Well, yeah, it made money. I said, no, it didn't. It went up in price. Price is what you pay and value's what you get. That's why I've just bought $800,000 with $350,000 margin into Coca-Cola, because that's where the money is going. It's coming. It's literally coming out of your pocket. If you're buying Bitcoin today, you are literally giving me your money. You're giving it to BlackRock. You're giving it to basically every bank now. It's up to you. Don't listen. It doesn't matter. I really don't want you to lose your money. Anyway, further on the news, strategy shares dropped nearly 6%. 6%, all right? The doctrine cracked. And when doctrine cracks, people start asking questions. And that is the problem. You can't ask questions about something that nobody understands. And there's no way Michael Saylor can argue his way out of this. None whatsoever. And now that's filtering through in the corridors of power. They're just not going to allow this to happen. Number 6, In the corridors of power in Washington, there is a conversation happening that the crypto industry does not want you to focus on. You won't hear it on X. You won't hear anybody on a bro channel with a baseball cap and headphones because they can't monitor their audio. You won't hear that today because they're sponsored to say the very opposite. No, I get offered 50 grand every day and I have no sponsorships whatsoever. I'm telling you and I'm showing you 3 years beating the market, never got a trade wrong, never got a prediction wrong. That's what's happening. People are asking the questions that nobody wants to answer. They're asking whether speculative digital assets are serving the public interest at all. Now, let me be absolutely clear, because you might be thinking, if you're not understanding all of this, you might think, Martyn doesn't like crypto. Wrong. I speak to Ripple. I like the people I speak to. I get it. I understand it. However, it's in its infancy and it's not about you speculating to make some money. It's about smart contracts, Ethereum, moving things around. We got a new member. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Valentin_Hoddle has become a member.
Thank you so much indeed. I appreciate that. You get lots of benefits now. You can get all our CEO interviews, our members only events, members only live streams. If you are an Electrum member, you'll get all my trades 24/7. I will answer all your questions. If you comment to a video afterwards, I will answer everyone's questions for you. All right, let's carry on. So the banking industry has said it. They've literally told me this morning they're moving out of it. They sold it to you because you wanted it, and now they're moving defensive because they know the market is going to crash. Why do you think I've bought 800 grand with $350,000? And remember, I started with 5 grand just a few years ago. I've come from no money whatsoever, but that is where I'm going and that's where I'm staying. Law enforcement has said it. Some Democratic senators have said it. The argument goes like this. The technology, the blockchain infrastructure, the programmable settlement layer that can survive and even thrive under regulated institutional control, but the publicly traded speculative coins, the tokens, retail investors bet their savings on, those could be reclassified, restricted, or simply drained of their investment utility. And this is what I've said. Now, I want everyone to fact check me now. This is important. Have I said live on the show for 4 years? The second year in. We're nearly 5 years old in a few weeks. For 4 years.
I can't
have
believe
I said
this.
For 4 years, 99%, another new member. Thank you. Have I said 99% of all this is going to zero? Going to zero. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Ethereum. I believe in XRP. I understand it because I know who uses it and I speak to them. I get it, but not for trading, not for speculating, gambling. I want to get rich. All of this rubbish here will be gone. Now, if you remember me saying that, fact check me in the chat. Have I said this, that all of this that you're looking at here will go to zero? Have you heard me say that? If I'm a liar, say another new member. Thank you. 98% of our members viewers are members, more than any other channel in the world. We have a higher engagement rate than Mr. Beast, the biggest channel in the world, and we're 3 or 4 times what Bloomberg and CNBC are combined. Okay? That's not a matter of opinion, matter of fact. So can anybody remember? Yes, here we go. Yes, you have said it, but so have so many others. I'm not on about anybody else, Anubis. I'm on about, have I said that? I just want to fact check me, that's all, because we have that verification tick from YouTube which says we are genuine and authentic. We're not sponsored by anybody. We're the only channel you'll see that talks crypto that isn't sponsored over 100,000 and will never be. And we're on our way to 1 million and I'll still not be sponsored by anybody unless my sponsor would give you stuff for free. I don't want nothing. Okay, anyway, so you're right, Anubis. Other people may have said it. That doesn't matter. I want you to fact check me live in front of the world to make sure that we hold our verification tick from YouTube. It's important. Anyway, you would not need to ban Bitcoin or XRP. You would just need to make it legally impossible to trade them as investment assets in the United States. This is something I've warned about. Now, here we go. Did I say to you at the beginning of this show, later on today, it's going to gain momentum. Tonight, I'm going to be up because the banks are going to give me some information tonight. And as you can see, as we go into the close, Bitcoin is it's gaining speed, selling off now. The crash could be here today, tomorrow, next week. It's not a matter of if, it's 100% certainty in my mind. For me, I can't say that to you, but I'm saying it to me. That's why I'm 100% in. I've sold all my crypto. I sold it a long time ago, a few weeks ago, took profit on it on the individual trades using tax lots. Overall, no. Overall, I'm down on crypto. But individual trades, I've won on every single one. Does that make sense? You'll have to join me on Discord later. Anyway, so if the Clarity Act falls, the regulatory vacuum fills with exactly that kind of enforcement first. So what I'm saying is we could end up being in a situation where we have crypto, but you can't trade it. It's just basically worthless. All right. Essentially, what you have is you have the technology for the banks to use. That's what I've always said is going to be the outcome. But those that want to make money just get completely lost, and a whole generation of investors get thrown to the dogs, never come back. Well, do you want that to be you? Number 7, what happens to Bitcoin if the Clarity Act is killed or collapses? What happens to it? Well, I'll tell you. This is the scenario nobody wants to model. Nobody wants to model this. Whenever you discuss it, and we've covered the strategy earnings with Michael Saylor, they never want to talk about it. There was one moment live on the show. There we go. It's gaining momentum now. It's gaining speed now. It's going down quicker and quicker. And it's exactly what I predicted at the beginning of the show. Live on the show, I said you would see this. Some people are speculating, let's buy it now, let's buy it now. It's a good buy. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know who you're fighting against. Do what you want, but I'm not buying it. That's all I'm saying. So without the Clarity Act, the SEC retains its ability to designate tokens as unregistered securities on a case-by-case basis through enforcement. ETF expansion slows or reverses, institutional on-ramps become legally treacherous, and custody solutions built on the assumption of regulatory clarity get repriced. Essentially, it becomes a tool for those that want to use it. All of you that speculated and gambled, essentially, we've been here before. Do you remember the last time this happened? Can anyone guess? I'll give you a little clue. The last time this happened, we were here. In the sands of California, everybody was panning for gold. Who made the real money? Was it the man with his hand in the dirt, facing a cowboy and somebody coming out of the desert with their gun and shooting you? Well, was it you? Or was it Macy's, the store we know today? Well, who was the man selling the shovel? Who was the first man there selling the shovels? They're the industries that survive and live today. This speculative asset, the time of nuts and craziness, is potentially coming to an end. Is it? We don't know. Is the party over? Some people are dancing thinking it's an opportunity. Keep buying, boys. I'm loving it. Are you loving it? Will you be loving it when you need the money at the end of the day? So look into the vault. Look around. What do you see? Silence. Nothing at all. In fact, the carousel and the music hasn't quite stopped yet, but now it has. What happens if this happens? And it's happening right in front of you now. So look inside your wallet. Do you see anything? Is there anything in there left for you? Are you going to be left behind because you spent your time listening to people saying, boys, we're going to the moon, with their baseball caps and their badly organized audio systems with their headphones? They don't know how to monitor their audio. Are we going to the moon? Or, as I like to talk about, no, we're standing on the moon. This is what we do on this show. We take control and we literally stand on the moon. We don't want to be here. We want to be going up with numbers directly from the sources, things that actually make sense. I'm beating the market 3 years in a row, 2 and 3x. Only recently I've got back in margin because I want to remain in the market and demonstrate to you, you do not need to be out of the market to protect yourself. Trade wars are back. Only last night I learned of new trade wars from Trump. Yep, it's coming back. Inflation is on the rise again. Trump says it's going away. It's not. It's going up. Walsh cannot reduce rates. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when now. There is a crash coming. There will be, and there already is, blood on the streets. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Well, I know what the Fed are going to do. They are about to start printing money again. They've no option to turn on the money printer. Once again, devaluing money. Same as always. Incredible, right? Well, spin around, go crazy, lose your head. It's up to you. But down in the city, people are scrambling, and I've spoken to the people that move the markets, and I've been right for 3 years in a row, beating the market 2 and 3x every single time. And here we are. Bitcoin, as I said, after hours would go down even more. And it is. The strategy model that we have becomes a liability risk rather than a strategy. Bitcoin would not disappear. The protocol would keep running, but the investment thesis that drove the price from under $1,000 to over $100,000 is a legal and institutional thesis, not just a technology thesis. Strip the legal clarity away and you strip the institutional demand signal away with it. The price discovery that follows, that is not a number most retail investors are prepared to see. And remember, I've always told you, at the end of the day, you think it's about money. It's not. It's not about whether you buy a stupid Lamborghini or not. I know I've owned a Ferrari. I've owned all sorts of stuff. It's not important. Right now, I own absolutely nothing. But I've shown you on the show, when I started this show 5 years ago, I gave it all away, started with $5,000, and my portfolio now, live on the show, showing you in real time, is now just under 800 grand. I've gone all in with one asset, all in with Coca-Cola. I know what comes next. I've got it from the sources. It's up to you what you do about it. My next point, this is number 8. And I'm just going live with my own money. Bitcoin, as I said, is continuing to go down on this news. I made the prediction at the beginning. I've got another call tonight at 2 o'clock with those banks. I know what they're going to tell me. They're already shifting into, and I showed you the trade. If you weren't here earlier and you've missed it, ask me and I'll show you the moment it happened last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up getting information and sharing it with you. So if you want to see it on the screen, the actual image of the time, the clock, the trade and everything, I'll share it with you and everyone will verify they saw it on Discord. Number 8. What happens to XRP if the Clarity Act collapses? XRP's position is uniquely exposed. Now, this one is a bit different to Bitcoin. Unfortunately, it's the retail darling. And unfortunately, lots of good, decent people, hardworking families thought this was the answer. I understand that. It's the one that suits me best. I get it. I understand it. We've all kind of accepted Brad Garlinghouse as some kind of folklore hero, even though when they did their event on X, it was the worst event in their history. We, on this channel, took all of their merchandise that they gave away. All of it. Ripple did an event on X. Nobody showed up. It was rubbish. We had more people watching with us, and we claimed all, and I mean all, of the merchandise they were giving away. You may remember that show if you watched it. All our members were winning. Some people were getting like 6 t-shirts, 6 hats, 6 hoodies. It was insane. They didn't have a clue how to market it. Our audience took all of the merchandise that day. You may remember when we had the 60 Minutes interview. We had 130,000 watch us. More than 60 Minutes did on their YouTube channel, believe it or not. It's insane, right? Anyway, Ripple spent years and hundreds of millions of dollars fighting the SEC. We were there. We put a petition together. We got it signed in the UK and the US, and we got it seen in front of the SEC. I made certain of that. They were fighting the SEC in court to establish that XRP is not a security, and they won, and they deserve to. It was the right thing that finally got done. But if you followed our story all about Jane Street and Jeffrey Epstein behind Bitcoin and the way they suppressed XRP, you would know the real dirty story behind it. It took us months to research it, lots of legal wrangling to bring it to you. You may remember it was a special done in our newsletter. If you've missed that, go on our channel and look back. Martyn Lucas Investor, XRP, Epstein, Jane Street. We've got like hour-long movies with the entire contents of the Jeffrey Epstein files around XRP and Bitcoin that you've never seen on a bro channel. I promise you. We had some exclusive content that you've never seen before. Many of you, most people missed it. Go and search it. Martyn Lucas Investor, Epstein files, Jane Street. We showed you all of that as well. Took us months to research it for you. Anyway, they did win. That was great as we watch it go down. But that win was litigated, not legislated. Very different. Without the Clarity Act, the structural question of how XRP is classified across different use cases remains legally contested territory at the federal level. The payment infrastructure that Ripple has built on XRP Ledger does not disappear. The partnerships with financial institutions, the on-demand liquidity corridors like Zebec ecosystem, we've spoke about that. We're actually sharing some images today from Zebec, ZBCN. I actually have the Zebec song, the XRP song. I've been all behind all of this, trying to bring it and educate people, but I just don't want people to lose money. Now it's all falling apart. Anyway, none of that evaporates overnight, but the price of XRP as a publicly traded asset is not just a function of Ripple's technology. It is a function of the legal environment in which investors can own, trade, and build businesses around XRP. And as we are watching, everything once again that I predicted, I'm not just guessing, I know what's coming tonight. I'm going to be up late at night. Watch me on Discord. I'll be sharing information. Once it's gone through legal and I'm able to share it, I will. So look out for it tonight. Remove the Clarity Act and you introduce exactly the regulatory uncertainty suppressed XRP for years. The institutions that were preparing to deploy capital on the assumption that market structure legalization was coming start revisiting their timelines, and retail investors who are already leveraged to the teeth and already nervous get the one thing they cannot manage: more uncertainty. So this is the purpose of today's event. I want to make sure that everybody is understanding what I'm telling you is happening in real time. This is live, unedited, unscripted, directly from the sources, directly from Ripple, directly from the bank. I've shown you on the screen my portfolio. I've shown you I've beaten the market 3 years in a row. I've shown you I've 2 and 3x'd it. I don't know what else to do. I've shown you by not taking the 50 grand offers of sponsorship every day. I'm doing it in real time. The clock's on the screen. The money's on the chart. It is there. Number 9. Here is the real stress test, and that's why I'm doing today's event. I want you to understand what it feels like if you start to doubt yourself. I don't doubt myself for a second with Coca-Cola because I've spoken to Coca-Cola. I understand the balance sheet, the money, the profit, the margins, the debt, the new deal in India, the new IPO, the bottling license, the World Cup, the Crocs deal, the logo on the front, all of that. So I can put 300 grand, $350,000 at the top of the market at the same time as predicting a crash and buy it on the show live for you so you can understand it. And I'm not worried at all. Now, the fact that people here are saying they're not worried, well, they're watching their crypto assets go to nothing, is so unbelievable. That is why I talk about lemmings walking over a cliff. I've shared that many, many times on the show, and it's happening right now. Got a person here, look, this is the level of education. Is this real or some AI comedy show? Can't even spell comedy. He calls himself Ez Brown, and he's saying, is this real or some AI comedy spelt wrong show? I'm literally live at 3 o'clock in the morning, talking directly with Banks and Ripple and Robinhood, sharing the trades in Discord and Electrum, real-time trades with the clock on the screen. I'm sitting here talking to you with the clock and the date on the screen, and they're asking the question, is this real or some AI comedy show? Can't even spell comedy. This is the level of education of some people that have no idea what they're doing. And in a minute it'll be, hey boys, bros, let's go onto Reddit and buy some more of it. Help yourself, mate. Help yourself. And when you're doing that tonight in your mum's bedroom, right, relying on her paying the electric bill, I'll be up working on the phone to the banks, Ripple, Robinhood, CEOs, where the money goes. And tomorrow morning, I'll be up and winning again. And I'm trying to help you, and you're coming out with silly comments like that. Oh, well. And I want you to be honest with yourself right now. Ask yourself this question. If you woke up tomorrow morning and the headline said the Clarity Act has been killed in the Senate, what would you do? And before you go, well, that's ridiculous or stupid, banks do it all the time. Banks stress test themselves all the time. The people with the biggest to lose, the ones with all the power and all the money, do it all the time. I do it all the time. I'm always judging myself. I'm my biggest critic. Yesterday, I apologized for being lack of time. Now I'm much more on it. Every day I challenge and check myself. I look at all my backup resources. We've got backup power, backup sound, backup internet, backup lighting. Everything is built and stress tested. Your portfolio should be stress tested. And if you can't answer that question, then you're missing the point, and you're not an investor. You're not even a gambler. You're a lemming walking over a cliff, giving everybody your money. And I tell you who you're giving it to right now. You're giving it to the banks, the institutions, and those that know where the money's going, which includes me. You're literally giving it to me. I sold XRP and took profit. Told you it was going down, showed you why it was go down, gave you the report from Jane Street, gave you the Epstein files that you've never seen before, directly from the sources, and yet people come in here and say, is this AI? Can't even spell it. Anyway, so what would you do tomorrow if that happened? Would you hold your Bitcoin? Would you hold your XRP? Well, this morning, one of my dearest friends, who is a whale in Virgin Galactic, this is what happened. Now listen to this, folks. Ask yourself if you would do this. I have interviewed Eric Kearney, Relations Manager from Virgin Galactic, 3 times. We have been to Spaceport America. Zach Sipe, the person I'm talking to, has been there. He's touched the rocket. I want to fly on Virgin Galactic, and I can afford to do it now. I do. I've got the Virgin Galactic song. I've got the Virgin Galactic, the XRP song, the Zebic song. I've studied Virgin Galactic for 5 years. I've ranked number 1 in SPCE stock, Virgin Galactic stock, incognito on YouTube and Google for 2 or 3 years. You can go and check it yourself. And yet yesterday we told you live on the show what was going to happen. At $9, the management would announce a dilution. They did that. Exactly there. Told you it would happen. Told you that in my phone are 5 people, me and 5 others, that could buy this entire company tomorrow or take it to zero. We've had one of them on the show. You may remember, we've interviewed him live on the show. We put a petition to Virgin Galactic. So I think we know what we're talking about just a little bit, right? Every prediction has been spot on. Everything we've said about this has been spot on. This could be a $100 stock. However, the company keep taking money from you, the retail investor, and stuffing it to you over again. Now, yesterday, day before yesterday, it started to rally as people were buying this thinking it was SPCX, SpaceX. It wasn't. It's SPCE. Lots of evidence to show that. Crazy, right? How stupid is that? But people were doing it. And we told you at $9, for God's sake, take some profit. They're going to dump it. They're going to release a dilution. They're going to pay off debt with your money, which they accumulated, which they said wasn't a problem. Well, what happened? They did. They dumped it. It's been going down ever since. Look at it. Now, we had people in here at $9. Look at this for a chart, folks. One of the worst trades you've ever seen in history. We were down here at a couple of bucks, all the way up. It doesn't quite show 9, but it went to 9 and straight back down again. You could have more than doubled your position. And now we're going to have a 30 to 50 times dilution, taking this to pennies. And yet one of our whales just held it. And that's okay. We love Zach. He's one of my friends. I've met him in person. I've met him in person in Texas. He came all the way from California. He didn't sell. He didn't want to sell. What he does is he loves space and he collects it. I think you should take money from it. That's what Richard Branson did. That's what the company did. That's what Chamath did. That's what I did. That's what the institutions did. But yet some people just, I'm going to hold it and collect it. Well, that's not a good idea. And the same thing is happening now, and the same people are saying the same thing. Buy the dip. Who the hell made that up? People will say Warren Buffett made it up. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. We covered the Berkshire Hathaway members event last year, the last one that Buffett did. And we covered part of this one with Greg Abel. Warren Buffett never said buy when there's blood on the streets. He said it in a different context, and he wasn't talking about Bitcoin. However, BitBoy, when he first came along, you know, the guy who ended up going crazy and taking drugs and cheating on his wife and losing his channel, that guy who used to work at Pizza Hut and suddenly worked out he's an expert in Bitcoin. He's a bloody lunatic. He always was, and he's even worse now. All of these people say, buy the dip. Go to the moon, blood on the streets. Warren Buffett says it. Warren Buffett doesn't say it. Read the book, not the first headline. Read the book. Warren Buffett doesn't say it in that context at all. In fact, he thinks, Charlie Munger thinks Bitcoin is rat poison. There's no buying blood on the streets. It's not what he said at all. So if you look at crypto as a way to get rich, you don't understand what it is. Brad Garlinghouse doesn't look at it like that. They understand what it is. The banks know. The institutions know. I know. Robinhood knows. If you're just trading it to make money, it's because you have a lack of understanding of how to actually make money. And when we've done this on Discord, we've shown people how to tax loss harvest, how to do tax lots. All of a sudden, they start winning. And I'm going to prove this to you right now. In the chat right now, there's 407 people. 98% of our live viewers are members, always. We have the highest engagement rate of any channel in the world. Nearly everyone is a Discord member. Nearly everyone is an Electrum member. I'm going to ask you now, and let's see what they say. Let them judge me live, right? When you learned about tax lot harvest, tax lot selling, which retail investors just don't understand. They don't do it. Crypto channels never teach it. They talk about buy the dips, go to the moon, all this baseball caps, headphones, sitting around dark rooms like bloody lunatics. If this is true, that when you started using tax lots, did you stop losing and did you start winning? Let everybody see it in the chat. Is it true? Is it true? Did that happen? And I know because I made the same mistake. When I started investing, the first year I did this, I lost money. I've been bankrupt once. I know what it feels like. All right? Simple as that. Anyway, let's see if people put in the chat, true, yes, that's true, I started doing that. There you go. People are writing it now. So if you woke up tomorrow morning and you stress tested yourself, which you need to. If you don't, you shouldn't even be an investor. In fact, you're not an investor. You are, I'm literally told you at the beginning of this show, crypto would be falling throughout this show and gaining speed. And it has been. You wait until 2 o'clock tonight. You wait until the banks do their little meeting again. Every time it's always 10 past 2. Every time. You won't know, you're asleep, you're down the pub. I'm not, I'm up on the phone. So what will you do if you find out tomorrow the Clarity Act is gone? Would you be reaching for the sell button? Well, a bit late by then, because those that can control it have driven it to zero anyway. Would you be reaching for the sell button before you've even finished reading the article? Because that emotional reaction, that moment of panic is the data point that matters more than your portfolio. The people who panic sold at $15,000 Bitcoin were not bad investors. They were unprepared investors. This is why you need to understand what you own and be prepared. What would you do? They had not stress tested their conviction. That's why today, some stupid people, and I'm going to say it as it is because it is stupid, some stupid people here today said, is this AI? They couldn't even spell the word comedy. Some people said, this is clickbait. When right from the very first sentence, if you go back and check, within the first minute, I think it was, I didn't try to mislead you. I didn't say the Clarity Act had failed straight away or wait until the end. I told you straight away what this was, a stress test. I said that from the beginning. This is not a clickbait video. Don't watch it. It doesn't bother me. I'm doing it live. It's not a video. It's not going to make me any money. I wanted to see how you would feel. I wanted to stress test you. It was designed that way. It wasn't designed to get you to click. I mean, we've got 398 people. I guarantee there's probably 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 now watching George. I'm George, we're all George, cryptos are us now, talking absolutely rubbish. The guy hasn't got a clue what he's talking about, doesn't speak to the people I speak to, has no idea what he's on about. It's utter nonsense. Sells really expensive courses, ours are a couple of bucks because I may actually make money. And there'll be tens of thousands watching I'm George, you are George, and all that nonsense, learning all about how we can buy the dip, missing the point. So it doesn't even work. My channel doesn't even work like that. It's not a clickbait channel. And you know why? Because 13.8% of our audience are ladies, whereas crypto channels is less than 1%. We have a discerning audience. We have investors here that buy Coca-Cola. Alongside crypto, we have investors here that buy the S&P 500. We have a few whales. We have successful people alongside some small investors. We don't have lots of bros sitting around talking rubbish. We get the odd one, like the guy earlier who can't spell. We get the odd one, but most people are hard-working family people trying to provide for their futures. That's it. And they don't want to donate their time to somebody who makes money out of the nonsense. They want someone who can actually deliver something that makes them think and helps them and shows them as a better way to do it. That's what we do. So if you wake up with all these stresses then you didn't stress yourself. They had not asked themselves what they would do if the worst case scenario arrived. And the worst case scenario right now is not a price correction. The worst case scenario right now is a legislative, okay, move on, Martin, collapse that reprices the entire investment premise of crypto in America. So where do you stand? And here it is, number 10. And this is the one I've been building toward the entire live event, the one that changes the frame entirely. Are you ready? So here it is. The Clarity Act has not been scrapped. It is not dead. In fact, it just cleared the Senate Banking Committee 2 weeks ago. It is on its way to the Senate floor. The White House wants it signed by July the 4th. 4th of July, I bet they do. The window is open. And the reason I walked you through the entire collapse scenario first is that I needed you to feel what real preparation looks like. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm trying to be useful. It doesn't matter to me whether you watch this video or not. In fact, each person watching this whole live stream earned me about 1 cent per ad, and most of you probably watched 2. So I've maybe earned $10 in ad revenue. I would earn more money just sitting down and investing on Coca-Cola. All right? If you made it through to the end, and most of you did, which is wonderful. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. The best people have made it. You're my favorite people without a doubt. Thank you to all of you. The 9 facts that you held your hopefully held your conviction to account. If you stayed in your seat instead of reaching for your phone to sell, then you are not a passenger in this market. You are an investor. If your stomach dropped, did it? Did you feel like it dropped? When I told Sensei about today's event, he said his heart skipped. Sensei said that. If you felt your heart dropped or somewhere in the middle of this video, that is information. That is your risk tolerance telling you the truth about your position size, your leverage, and your emotional framework. And that truth delivered now before an actual crisis is worth more than any price prediction. If I came on tonight and told you you're all going to get rich in 5 minutes, that would be useless. 1, it would be rubbish. 2, it'd be a lie. What I've tried to do is give you information so you can, for yourself, make money the way I do. I'm always beating the market. Here is the bottom line. The Clarity Act is in the most dangerous window of its existence right now. That's not a matter of opinion. That is a matter of fact. It needs 60 votes. It faces opposition from the banks, law enforcement, and multiple Senate Democrats. The July 4th deadline is real and it is tight. Bitcoin is under pressure. Michael Saylor just made his first Bitcoin sale in just 4 years. XRP is exposed to the same macro headwinds. The scenario I walked you through is hypothetical, but the legislative risk I described is entirely real. And the question is not whether you believe in the technology. The question is whether you are positioned to survive the gap between where the legislation is today and where it needs to get to before the market can do what the optimists are projecting. Preparation is not pessimism. Preparation is what separates the people who build wealth through cycles from the people who give it back at the worst possible moment. A bit like Michael Saylor, the worst trader of Bitcoin in the history of Bitcoin. He always gets it wrong. The Clarity Act is alive, but it is not safe. Stay informed. Stay positioned and do not let the next stress test catch you off guard. If this event, if this live stream made you think, please do tap the like button, subscribe, and be part of our family. I'm just here to help you. I'm trying to help you position your Bitcoin, XRP, and my defensive portfolio, which is where I am now, is where the bill either passes, stalls, or fails. You do not want to miss it. So I will see you all there, folks. I will be there with you every day live until the very, very end. I'm not going anywhere. I hope this event provided you with value and service. Could everyone tap the like button if you've enjoyed it? By tapping the like button, it doesn't say you like me. It doesn't matter whether you like me or not. It doesn't matter. I hope you do. I actually, putting on a bit of a front. I am quite sensitive and I would like people to like me, but I'm more interested in delivering value and being useful in this world than just making up nonsense because someone paid me. No one pays me to do anything. Tap the like button means you're going to see this content again. Click the down like button and it won't show you. Now, some trolls like to click the down like button to go, we don't like you. Nothing happens. Especially if you watch again the next day to say, we don't like you again. The algorithm goes, are you mental? You keep clicking down like every day, but you always show up. You are a bloody idiot. But we'll serve you the video because we make money when we serve you the video. So keep tapping the down like button. It now reverses. It just thinks you're an idiot and shows it you anyway. So if you don't like the content, tap the down like. It won't show you. Then don't look for it and don't click on it. If you look for it and watch it again, it goes, are you an idiot? So it's up to you. Be an idiot, don't be an idiot, whichever way around, we'll always win. If you want to tap the subscribe button, that'd be wonderful. So let's see if in this event, this is live, this is a tab below in the bottom screen. If I click here, it'll take you to a row of tabs across the bottom. See all these tabs across the bottom? I'm scrolling across. The end tab right on the right-hand side is the subscription. I don't know if you've unsubscribed to me today. A lot of people won't like this. They'll go, oh, I don't like this. Martyn's all anti-XRP. No, he's not. I actually am more XRP than you are. And I've made more money than most of you. And I'll make more money than most of you, right? I'm all in it. Let me click the last tab. Let's see if you subscribed or you unsubscribed. It'll either go up or down. I don't know. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. 256 267 277. Thank you very much indeed. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you subscribed to it and it was helpful. That's important to me. I just want to be helpful. All right. Then I asked my wife, Leah, did I do a good job today? And as long as my wife says yes, then I can go and sit down and watch Coronation Street with a cup of tea in the evening and go, today was worth it. Making money is, oh, I did do a good job. There you go. Did you hear that? Leah said, yeah, that's my wife. Yeah, I'm only in America because of my wife. I actually have my home, my castle, literally a castle in Cornwall, in England. But I live here in my studio in Texas because my wife is American. She's a former cheerleader, Dallas cheerleader. Anyway, she's very nice. Anyway, guys, I've got to wrap this up now. I hope that was of help to all of you. Now, some of you missed the most important stuff. So I'm going to allow you to watch it again from the beginning live. Hang on a minute. How can you do that? You said you weren't AI. You can't rewind yourself live. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I'm going to do it for you right now. So let's come back to my portfolio and see where we are. Another green day today. Let's get rid of the red. We don't do red in the studio. Green is much better. Made lots of money today. The big win will come tomorrow. Anyway, that's it from me. So what are we going to do? You're going to go, hang on a minute. I thought you could rewind it to the beginning. I want to see you do that then, smarty pants. Here it comes. Does she look like Princess Leia? Much better than Princess Leia, mate. Much better than Princess Leia, I tell you that. Right, so you ready? I'm going to show you now how we do it. Watch this. You're going to like this. So before I go, let me give you a couple of links. We've got our Discord event happening right after this. 2 Discord events a day. So let me give you all the links you need. You've all tapped the like button. Thank you. You've all hit the subscribe. Thank you. If you want to follow me on X and you want real information that is not sponsored by anyone or influences anyone, I just tell you how it is. There's X. If you want Instagram with some exclusive content. I'm about to hit 5,000 followers today. I'm about 10 away, I think, from 5,000. You could be my 5,000th member, and if you are my 5,000th member, right? There it is. There's the Instagram. Follow me now. Take an image of your account at 5,000, and tomorrow I'll give you a free stock analysis. How about that? We're about to hit that any second now. So just go and follow me, and then take a picture if it turns 5,000 when you do it. All right, there you go. If you want the newsletter and the Discord, because we're going to go to Discord in a minute. So on the hour, we'll do Discord today. On the hour, in 27 minutes, will be Discord for you. Please do join us for that. All right. I'm now going to let you see from the beginning. So how am I going to do that? Well, here we go. Here is the poll. Did you all vote in the poll? The real poll, not this poll in here. This said, are you concerned? Yes or no? And the poll said 62% of you are not concerned. That worries me. But anyway, you should be, because the banks are. Anyway, here is the poll that will rank on Google. This asks you, are you concerned? Yes or no? This is a wider poll. Much, much wider. You want to watch this because this will trend on Google. You'll see it pop up all over the place. Under those bro channels, this poll will pop up because we rank #1 for this subject. If I refresh the screen and see 0 votes, are you concerned? Yes or no? Well, this is what you're saying right now. 80 votes, 68%. No, you're not concerned. Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. I'm concerned for you, and please allow me to be concerned for you because I think you should be concerned, but you're not, so fair enough, you're not. That's okay. Right, okay. What we're going to do now is show you how we replay. So on the homepage right now, you can see here we are on the homepage. There you go. You can see we have a network. We have the extra channel, where we're going to go in a second. The clips channel with all the little clips. Look at this. All the clips that come out. XRP, Coinbase, a few seconds clips, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. On the screen, it gives you all the headlines. Virgin Galactic, Branson gets it all. Yes, he does, literally. We give you all the clips. No ads, no memberships, watch for free, nothing to do, just little clips. You might want to join us on the clips channel. All right, we take the highlights from this show and put them out as clips. There is the clips channel. Let me just write that easier. Clips. There you go. Now, what we're going to do is this. We're going to go over to the extra channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this live event. I'm going to go up to it and give it a playlist, which is the restream of the channel, but it's going to be live. How is that possible? Well, you'll find out now. Extra channel restream. Done. Save. Go over to the extra channel. Here it is. Very busy today. The extra channel is absolutely rammed. This is where we go. This channel will be bigger than this channel where you're watching now. Can you see on the screen? This is the extra channel. It's replaying something from this morning. Well, now I'm going to go over to the extra channel studio and set it to replay this event. And that chat down the outside is live because people are waking up in different countries, 76 countries around the world. They want to watch this show from the beginning, but they don't want to watch it on their own. They want to watch it as it happened with live chat and be able to talk to people and argue and debate about it. So watch, I go over here. I go over to a different part of the studio. Over here. This is the extra channel studio. It's a separate system altogether. And you can watch for free, listen for free. I refresh the screen. You'll see it on the screen in a minute. I go back to the beginning of the event, add this in, play it from the beginning, and you can be there and you can do what Bloomberg does, but they're rubbish at it. I'll tell you what I mean by that in a minute. Right. There you go. What Bloomberg do every day is they replay the same old videos over and over and over and over and over again. The same thing from years and years ago. Every night they do that. It's mental. Look on the screen right now. Here it comes. Come on. There we go. There you go. See it? There it is. There is the event. It says restream today's show, so you know it's real. You know it's live. I'm not trying to manipulate you. Oh, this is live or whatever. This has just happened, but the chat is live. So if you'd like to join the audience in different countries around the world, I'll give you the link for it. I will go. There you go. Live now on Extra. Drop that in the chat, and you can do that. Live now. Whoops, is it live now on Extra? And you can see what you missed from the beginning, and then all the other events that you've missed. Okay? And this runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now then, you can watch for free, listen for free. However, if you want to chat, because I'm sleeping, it's like 24 hours a day. To protect the channel, what we do is we make it members only to chat. And it's 99 cents, the lowest it can be. Just enough to keep the bots and the trolls out for talking bloody rubbish. All right. Otherwise, they'd just be like, look at me, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. So we make it 99 cents. That's how rich they are. They can't afford 99 cents. Mental, right? Mental. Yeah. You'd think, well, I'm going to troll that. 99 cents, I can troll that. They can't afford. No one's ever done it. So feel free, trolls, if you want to spend 99 cents. No one ever has. Anyway, it just shows you the level of the nonsense in these Reddit rooms. So there you go. That's where we're going to go live right now. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you all enjoyed the show. I'm going to go over to Discord in a minute. We're going to discuss tomorrow's trades. We're going to discuss SpaceX, how we prepare a $1.5 million trade for SpaceX. Oh, come here, you bugger. I can't grab hold of it. Right, there you go. I got it now. That was doing my head in there for a minute. Why is that doing that? That's weird. What the hell was that about? Doing weird stuff. My extra channel's going weird. There we go. I fixed it. That's better. Right. We'll be on Discord in a minute. If anybody wants to be onboarded, you've got Discord for all my trades 24/7. I said to you it's going to pop up after hours, and there it goes. So it's a great night lined up. I said Bitcoin would keep falling down and gain momentum at the beginning of this event, and it did. I said at the very beginning of the show my assets would go up after hours. You heard me say it. Well, it's doing it. We're beating the market again. I said Coke would be up today. I said the S&P would fall off a cliff. Here comes the full-on rotation now. There we go. It's beginning. This isn't the crash. It's just beginning. The S&P can go down 50%. Crypto will go down 80%. Coca-Cola will go down 15%, but I'd rather be in it with that dividend and everything else. I can buy lower and use tax lots. Virgin Galactic, we told you would collapse today. It has done that. So all my predictions, again, have been right. We've beaten the market again. I wish you all the very best of luck. Join me on Discord in 20 minutes' time. Everybody else, be careful. You've no idea what the banks are preparing for you tonight. I will share it with you. Once I get the information and it goes through legal, I'll share it. Be prepared. Be ready. I'm ready. The question is, are you? I love you all. This is the greatest job in the world. I really do enjoy it. Thank you very much indeed. See you back on the next one. Bright and early tomorrow morning. You can bet your socks on it. In fact, tomorrow, I just got to remember, tomorrow is Thursday. No, it's fine. Yeah, we're fine. I thought there was something important. Just the market crashing and Coca-Cola going up. Apart from that, nothing else. But Friday, the jobs report. Ooh, wait for that one. Right, that's it from me. Until next time, as always, love you all. Be careful, be safe. Don't listen to idiots on social media. If anyone is paid to tell you this stuff, they've all got an incentive. I turn it all away every day just to help you. Guys, have a wonderful night. Remember, it's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. It's your life. Do what you want. Take care. Bye-bye for now.